But once I got into it, I realized that I was actually really good at it. Even the difficult customers, there's something positive to be taken away from it. You have to be able to speak to all types of people, people that are mad, people that could care less what you have to say, people that are busy. I found you. I've been through enough other experiences with other people. I knew what I needed. I didn't know how to do it. Told you immediately, and you literally outlined a plan with what I wanted to do, and we've done it.
Okay, we got Rob from Prestige Garage Door Services with us today. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, Rob. It's been great. We've been working together for a few years now. When did we start working together, actually?
It was at least 18 months from my memory, but it could be longer.
Yeah, I think you found me on Facebook, and we've been working together on your 2 listings, G&B SEO, some ads, and Bing ads too. You're one of the few Bing ad clients. Most of my customers don't want to give it a try, but it's worked pretty well for you. So
it's worth it.
It's one of those cool places that you can be a little bit different than your competitors. But yeah, so today I wanted to get a little bit more info about your company, how you started it. Can you tell us how you got into the garage door industry in the first place?
Well, to be honest, I got tired of sitting in an office. I had a friend that worked for a garage door company, which I didn't think, it was just any different than any other service company. But, it ended up being a really good fit for me because of the type of company that trained me. They actually cared about their customers. They were more friends and like a brotherhood than management and people critiquing you. The pay was pretty good. I kind of made what you produced. So the more calls you did, the more people you made happy, the better your paychecks were, which is a very good business model for me to keep other people happy. I liked helping people, fixing their issues, meeting different people. To be honest, eating lunch in different spots every day instead of an office.
Nice.
You kind of roam around and you kind of control your own day. But once I got into it, I realized that I was actually really good at it. And when you become good at something, the enjoyment's already there. So I'm also a fan of meeting people. Not everybody is your favorite person, but you can still make it a positive experience. So even the difficult customers, there's something positive to be taken away from it. Beyond that, that same company, not to talk about it, I won't say a name, but over the years, it became very focused on work production, less pay, and making as much money as everybody could. So as the culture shifted, I decided to start my own company. I saved up for a little while, and before I was ready to take the dive, and started my own company from scratch. I didn't take any customers with me, just the knowledge that I learned, and we went from there. And within a few months, I had a pretty good small customer base. And the biggest thing since then, since my business model isn't commission-based, it's not sales, it's actual technician. So I think people appreciate that. My biggest problem has been trying to find employees with that same mindset, to be honest. It controls how fast you expand. There's other, things with marketing that could have went differently. I've had a couple of hang-ups on marketing, but I think we've got a lot of things worked out. We're growing as fast as I can find people that are worth hiring.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, how do you approach training your team and training your new employees?
Well, it takes a certain type of person. You have to be able to speak to people's needs. So you can't just go in and you have to use the terms of the industry. You have to listen to what they need, what they think their issue is while you're teaching them about their system. But once you make sense by giving them the information that would fix their system, it's all pretty much easy as far as that goes. So you have to have somebody that's able to get across points and teach other people as you go, people that are inviting, customer service wise. You don't want somebody in your home that's not friendly or well-trained or well-spoken. But once you get that, I train them based on, we're actually certified by Genie as service technicians. We're on their website. We have a few door companies behind us that have actually given me training, and I pass it along. I train all my employees myself. So I have high standards, and I know once they get into the field, they're an extension of me. So they're properly trained, and if they have questions, they're trained, if they have any questions at all, to call me, because I can help them through it. But I do all the training in the company at this point, and we're certified by various door companies, door distributors, and door opener companies.
Wow. So how long does the training process take when you take a new employee and until they have their own independence to do their own calls?
We had one story of a guy that had the best heart in the world, but he took about 6 months. Everybody else normally said it takes about 3 to 4 months.
Oh, really?
It's intensive training. It's 50, 60 hours a week with me or one of my guys. And but one guy had the biggest heart in the world. He just didn't quite get it. I think he was really nervous. Sometimes when he get in front of people without me, he kind of floundered around a little bit. He ended up moving on to a different field because he wasn't really made for it. But everybody's usually about a 3-month, maybe a 4-month training session.
Wow. That's awesome. Because, that's like a whole career and skill set that you can have. So it's a big deal.
I teach you and you're an actual technician after a few months versus going to school for 2 years to be an electrician, and then you still get to be an apprentice on the job site. I can bring you into my trade, teach you, if you pass everything, teach you to be safe and actually be effective in the field, and you would have a literal trade in months.
Wow. That's awesome. And then, so what is the hardest part to learn? Is it learning how to diagnose the problems in a garage, or is it like person-to-person communication type things?
Well, communication has to be there anyway. If you can't
that's a standard that you have to have before you get hired.
You have to be able to speak to all types of people that are mad, people that could care less what you have to say, people that are busy. They want you to come in, diagnose, and solve a problem, and usually on their clock, because they're on, a lot of people work from home since COVID. So it helps us because we're not stuck to the 4 to 6 o'clock time set when they get off work. So, but they also are on calls. So you have to be in there, you have to diagnose and give them options that are, according to their pocket and their damage level. And you have to do it quickly or you lose their attention. They have to go back to work. They want to know that you're competent and that it's in their budget and that they can get this fixed today. That's another thing we do as a company. We actually have fully stocked trucks. We have one technician per truck. The trucks are fully stocked. When we pull up, unless it's a very exotic part or something, most parts are on the truck for openers, for electronics, for the door. People want service today. Everybody wants today, right now. We do the best we can. We also do offer same-day service. But yeah, you have to have a certain communication level. Then it's pretty much on me to train you. I tell people I can train a monkey to fix a garage door.
Wow.
It's funny, but it's not. I can tell you what to do and you can do it, but you have to be able to diagnose and to fix the whole problem the first time. That's a little of a skill. That's what makes you a technician. And I'm the one that
not just the symptom of the problem that's showing over here, but actually the real cause of the problem.
People don't realize because
the motor's not out by itself. It could be the rollers that are pulling it down, or the other.
So when people walk out to their garage and it doesn't open or close, they literally, I didn't know how complicated they were until I started working for the first company. Because you think it's just like you hit the garage door opener, the opener opens it. It doesn't. It's a The door is totally independent from the opener. The opener works on electricity. The door doesn't. It works on, it's a torsion system. So there's many parts with tension on them, so it can be dangerous. But the positive thing we have about our industry is that the door is exposed. So if you have a transmission problem and you go to a mechanic, you can't see inside the transmission, so you're taking their word. So we build trust by
you can diagnose it relatively quickly because you can actually see everything versus a car where you have to take everything apart just to find out what the actual problem is.
Yep, most people
you're able to point to the exact point to say, this is what's wrong and this is why it's wrong, and look at this is what a normal one should look like. And
you can see everything, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
Versus you go to a mechanic, they take your car into a bay and they come back and give you numbers. You can stand there with me and I can show you. I mean, if you don't, if you're people don't trust as easy these days because there are very bad technicians and companies out there that just take advantage. I think it's an advantage. We have lower priced fixes than other industries, plumbing, air conditioning, stuff like that. We have lower cost fixes for a mechanical system. You could actually see the issue. So it helps build trust. So I fell in love with the garage door industry. It sounds crazy. I don't love garage doors. I love the interaction and being able to help people. No one wants to think about garage doors all day. Neither does a homeowner, which is why they call us and we get to do it for you. We try to make it as easy as possible. We get in and out. Most repairs are under an hour for, anywhere between $150 to under $1,000 for the worst stuff. We give you budget-friendly options and real fixes with long warranties, better parts. I built my company different than the companies I worked for in the past because I felt like it was more about people's pockets than helping people and growing as a company. So I've actually got my prices cheaper. I believe our technicians are more efficient, higher trained, and we carry more selections of parts on the truck, higher quality, and we always warranty all of our work with longer warranties than other companies do.
Wow. How do you communicate all of that to the customers so that they can understand the difference between you versus your other competitors?
Sometimes
that's a lot, They have a short attention span to get their trust.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't give that speech 5 times a day. I would probably run out of breath. But the advantage is there are a lot of garage door companies, and sometimes we're lucky enough that they've ran through a garage door company or two before they get to us. So by the time we get them on the phone, they've already dealt with people that are not real technicians. I call them parts changers. Also, the customer service is lacking. You have people on the phone that know nothing about anything, can't give you any pricing. They just want to set you up for a sales atmosphere. They're just going to schedule a tech to come out, and you don't know what that's going to cost. You have no idea, and then it ends up being twice the price, and you think that's the going rate. So people have bad experiences, and then they check our reviews. With your help, that we've gotten the reviews that we've gotten, we're able to be seen as far as we're seen on our merits. So people already know that we seem to be a trustworthy local company. And once I get there, we take the time because everybody needs a different amount of time. Some people are like, shut up and fix it. Some people they want to be everything.
They want to be sweet talked a little bit.
So some people, they have a bad experience from an AC company, and we roll in there and they think it's the same type of thing. And, we explain things, and it's a different environment. We're not sales based. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to do more work, mainly because I want to hire other people, but it's not tied directly to my pocket. I built this company from the ground up with no existing customers from the very beginning. I literally found everybody that's my customer myself, and they call, and I had to fight that as well because as we grow, people are calling me, wanting me. They know Rob's in the reviews, or we dealt with Rob before, so I have to actually talk them into my other
working with your team members. Yeah.
And then once that happens, they're fully fine, and then they become a fan of that guy, and we're in business. But it's been an experience. It's been a long 8 years as far as time, but it doesn't seem that long once I look back. The amount of customers and work we've done in 8 years kind of blows my mind a little bit. It adds up fast. And that's like I found you. You're my 4th marketing company. Sometimes,
really?
Sometimes it takes a few companies or experiences to shape what you need, and you find the right thing, and then you stick.
But I also prefer when people have worked with other marketing companies, because then they're expecting like, oh, I got to pay $5,000 a month, and I can never get a hold of them. It's like so much easier. Like, oh yeah, I'm less than half the cost, and I'll do all these other things.
When I found you, not to talk about, I know I was supposed to talk about my company, but when I found you, I've been through enough other experiences with other people. I knew what I needed. I didn't know how to do it. I told you immediately, and you literally outlined a plan with what I wanted to do, and we've done it. There's no fluff. There's no, wait time. We just got to work. And I feel like that's kind of the way I do too with my company. Just cut the sales junk, give information, give options, and make people happy, and you can't go wrong.
I agree. How many team members do you have now in your company? How big is it?
So I'm going to count myself as a team member. I'm still in the truck. I'm still out there. I'm not the guy in the office or on the yacht somewhere. We haven't made it to any of those levels. So 4. I'm still in the truck. If you have an issue, let's say a technician came in and there was an issue and he couldn't finish the job or got hurt on the job, you may have me actually show up at your house within 30 minutes to finish it. So I'm very hands-on. We have 4 employees, and I add them as business requires, or I can find a good person. I've had to run through quite a few people to find the caliber of people that this job requires. Not everybody takes pride in their company the way I do on their technicians, because they just want to make money. They don't care. You go out there and fix it. We'll deal with the issues later. I don't want issues. I want you to have a good experience and not have negative phone calls. And I treat my technicians accordingly.
How do you manage your quality control of your employees after, I mean, obviously you trained them yourself, you know that they're good and they're capable, but like making sure that they adhere to your standards and your company's values. Is there anything that you do?
Yeah, there's a couple things. So I've been doing this long enough to where pretty much every job I send them on, I can tell if they have what I project that the problem could be. Sometimes I diagnose over the phone. Sometimes I'm good at it. Sometimes it's not so good. But I have an idea of the level of repair it's going to take. Mm-hmm. So once you're out of my sight as a technician, everybody tends to get comfortable or lazy, or they have a bad day. If I feel like there was not the type of work that I thought was going to be on that call done, sometimes I'll check with the customer. I'm very hands-on with customers. I also send them a review link personally every night. My guys don't send a review link. I send them out every single night from my phone. So they're responding, and I'll see reviews. And it says right in the review, like I said, if you like what your experience was, give us a review. If there's an issue, please call. And we don't get very many calls. We get a lot of good reviews. So in that effect, I'm able to judge that they like them and that they've got their fix. If a certain employee has warranty issues, we have callbacks, warranty issues. Everybody has one here and there. But if an employee has more than the usual callbacks, we go back under warranty and we fix the issue. That gives you a chance to check out their work. Also, if an employee has more callbacks, I'll do excessive training. I get back in the truck with them personally, and we'll just ride around. And I make it very pleasant. I act like I'm not there greeting everything. I get in the truck with them and see how they deal with the customers. And, if they're coming across grumpy or as a salesman, because we fight that stereotype. We don't want to come and sell you anything. What you need is this, and here's two options. This is a Band-Aid fix or a full fix that's going to prevent future issues. We also have different levels of warranties depending on how much work you required or that you chose. So we have up to 10-year warranties depending on the parts. In other words, you're not calling us every 3 years for a new repair unless you do the Band-Aid and there's other issues that you choose not to fix. It's never a forced sale or a force. It's a total choice. But of course, the more we fix on your door, we're able to back our work longer. And you have a real warranty that covers that.
Makes sense. Yeah, because there's multiple points on the door that could fail, and it wouldn't always be your part that you replaced and that's failing. It's the other point. What about preventative maintenance and just like maintenance in general? Do you do a lot of that as well? Like lubricating parts or balancing the door or...
So with garage doors, it's kind of funny. Everything wears out. Springs, when you twist, or it's called, a torsion spring is turned, it's twisted. Metal naturally loses tension over time. So you could put the best spring in the world on a door. Within 2 to 3 years with normal use, it may be slightly out of balance and need of adjustment. So we do maintenance. We do a lot of realtors. We do have property management companies. We have people that just, they notice that their door is running a little bit jumpy or it's heavy. Nothing's failed, but we come back, we adjust the opener, we adjust tracks, lubricate, turn up springs, and then we reset the opener for the new tension limits. So when you do maintenance like that, it prevents further issues. So instead of $400 every 5 years for something breaking, you can spend literally what it costs for maintenance every 2 to 4 years, and you may get 8 years out of those parts. It prevents the opener from stripping. So what people don't understand is that the door and the opener are totally independent. You don't have to have a garage door opener. We're spoiled. We want to pull up, hit the button, it goes up. But in reality, that door is supposed to just function with hand-raising manual operation. That needs to be perfect for your opener, because every opener it has a plastic gear system inside. It's made to strip if you do not maintain your door. So I'm not big on selling maintenance, but I do give people, because that's another money grab from other service companies that just want to get your money every 5 months or whatever. I tell people, listen, no one remembers. Some people do, but every 3 years you want to get your door maintained, the spring balanced, your opener readjusted. It prevents issues. It's literally saving you hundreds of dollars over a period of a year or two to spend, $60 to $90 maintaining your door every 3 years.
Wow. Okay, so that's what it usually costs, is about $60 to $90 for the full maintenance, like balancing and lubricating and stuff.
Yep, that covers service call, spring adjustment, track adjustment, lubrication, any adjustment on the door, also chain and belt tightening, diagnostics on the opener, and readjusting your force settings and your limits on your opener. Force settings and limits have to do with how hard the opener has to push and pull when it's going up and down, and then where it starts and stops. So anytime you change the weight or the trajectory of the door, the way it rides, you have to adjust the opener, or it's stretching.
Stops at the ground.
Right.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
We do sensor adjustment, and we check everything out. We don't want any issues for you either.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you try to reach out to your previous customers every 3 years, say like, hey, it's time for maintenance. Do you want us to come check it out?
I don't.
You get a lot of those types of people?
I've been told that we should start like a email campaign or a marketing. Yeah. It's marketing. I tend to not try to sell people. We do leave stickers.
You want them to come to you?
I want you guys to, you can put it in your calendar. Some customers that ask to be on a maintenance program, grudgingly, I will. But I tell them, hey, you may not need maintenance this often. You know what I mean? So it's in their best interest to call us when there's an issue, or every 2 or 3 years. That way, and customers respect that because they know it's not a money grab.
I see.
No one wants to see me
trying to differentiate yourself from A1 Garage Doors and some of the other large
out there that are,
companies.
They're great. They're very, very successful companies. So I take the way that they do their business, not their sales. The way that they keep certain things in stock.
Their training is good, I'm sure. I mean, I've toured their factory. I mean, their training facilities. It's pretty impressive.
It's insane. They're training so many other industries on their service capabilities. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. So A1, since you brought them up, they're actually, is it Tony Mello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he has started...
Tommy Mello, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, I was close. But he actually has trained a couple other industries besides garage doors just on the way that they take calls and they service their clients. That's the stuff that's gold. That's the good stuff. Everybody's got differences on the way that how much they sell things for and how they sell things. I differentiate myself, but their service model is insane. It's a huge success.
The first billionaire service company. We'll see.
Is it already there?
No, it's not.
Oh God, it's gotta be.
That's his goal, So it's like, oh man.
It's a monster. It's a great company.
Yeah. But yeah, it's awesome. It's cool that you're trying to differentiate yourself from those other companies so much. That's same with me. Sometimes I feel that way.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like the mindset's holding me back from charging as much as I should. But
I hate to say this, it's a me thing. So when I go to your house, I want to be welcomed, not
looked at suspiciously as the enemy.
So I want to be friendly, but I also want you to know I'm there to fix your issue, and I'm not just trying to take your bill money. I want to be, trust is a big thing. I also don't want the calls in 6 months because we didn't fix your door adequately. When you're calling back, even though it may or may not be our fault, those calls are not fun calls. When you're dealing with a customer that doesn't know for sure, but they think that you didn't do them right. So as much as I could cut those out, that's my main goal, because if the phone rings, it's supposed to be a positive thing for a company, not dealing with issues and go backs and stuff like that. So if we can streamline the problems and we get the right kind of employees, there's no reason, why we can't be different than the big companies.
Could you tell me a little bit more about your pricing? So I know you're trying to not come off as a salesy person, but what goes into your price on a normal service call? Okay. And what is the most common service call? Like what repair?
With garage doors, because people literally you don't think about your garage door. You hit a button, it works or it doesn't. So usually everything's breaking by the time we get there. It's usually a broken spring or a power surge. The number one I would say is broken spring. Number two is my remote doesn't work with my opener. So one is caused by time and use. And some people put cheap springs on doors. They last 3 to 5 years. Ours last 12 to 15 years. We use a very good. There's a difference between Chinese steel and American steel. And we have used the same distributor for our American steel springs since the beginning. We never changed. During COVID, parts were harder to get, so everybody started going overseas and getting these Chinese steel springs. They're a little cheaper and they were readily available, and they haven't stopped using them. So their springs are lasting 5 to maybe 8 years. We're still lasting 12 to 15 years. They're only going to give you a 1 or 3 year warranty. We give a 10-year warranty.
Wow. It's a huge difference.
Huge difference. And it's the same price. We're within 50 to 70 bucks of their spring price, and we'll even match or beat anybody's price. We want you as our customer.
Or more than double the lifetime value.
That's it. We pay more for the parts, but we also want you as our customer. So we're willing to take a little less profit to give you a better product.
Wow.
So the parts are what differentiate us. I source parts from different places, and everybody's calling us trying to sell us their parts. So they like to sell you samples or send you samples. So I open the box and we test their product on doors that are here. We have a showroom, and we actually kind of, critique them. We can tell if they're just slapping a sticker or some kind of a identification thing on a Chinese product. Don't get me wrong, Chinese products are everywhere. Some of our products are sourced from China, but they're the better ones. And we went through it to, we don't want it failing. It's also a safety thing. So if you have rollers that the bearings are bad, they're not made for the weight of the door or as many cycles or uses, they can come off the stalk and your whole door comes off, and it can be on your car. It can prevent you from going to work. It can come down on a child. Anything can happen. The opener's a little different. So if the door's running right, if your opener breaks, pull the cord, you can lift it. So the opener usually isn't as much of a safety issue unless you have a very bad technician that didn't do the install correctly. Most of the second part of what most people call us for is the remote's not working. That's usually caused by power surges, lightning strikes, or just age. It's electronic, and we pride ourselves on giving a repair versus replace estimate, because a lot of people don't even do that. They're not technicians. We literally will break down the opener, the electronics inside, find the issue, and if it's worth fixing, give you a price for it. Everybody just wants to give you a new opener because they don't have to think. They take yours out, put a new one in, and keep going. People love that we are able to repair and warranty the repair.
Wow. Even warranty the repair, even though it's not your part.
Yep. Well, we put the part in.
I mean, you make the fix. Yeah.
So we can, it's, to be honest, it's a 1-year warranty on electronics, but the part, it's on the part that we fixed. We know we can look at the rest of the opener and see if it's
worth fixing. Yeah, that makes sense. And then what goes into the pricing of those types of repair calls for openers?
Pricing with, let's say openers. Doors are pretty standard, but the weight changes. So if you have a huge door that weighs twice the weight, you're obviously going to have a bigger spring. So we give you like a spring price range on a certain size door. Custom, all bets are off. There might be 4 springs on your door. It just depends. But if it's a standard type of door in Florida, we can give you a price range of like $60 to $80 difference on spring sizes. The opener is going to depend on the brand and what's wrong. So pricing just depends on the issue. But we do match or beat anybody's price, and we warranty all work. There's a lot of unlicensed companies going around acting like they know what they're doing, and then you get a bad repair, and then you can't ever get them on the phone. So we take pride in being available longer to other people's. We don't have a call center, but we still take calls till 11 p.m. If it's 2 a.m, I'm the answer the phone because there's emergencies. But we try to cut everything off at 11. So we're more accessible. Other companies, it's hard to get them on the phone. They're busy, they're on a lift somewhere. I have friends that have other companies that you can never get them on the phone because they have a lot of work, but they're busy on lifts. So you have to have somebody dedicated to doing quotes, to setting schedules, to over the phone halfway identifying their issues and figure out what works for their schedule.
Wow, that's crazy. So not only are you licensed, but you also price match and you have better materials. Like, no brainer.
No brainer. Do good work, be accessible, back up your work, and do what you say you're gonna do. Don't promise people crazy things, get there and not deliver. Because even if you fix their issue, if you promised them something else that you didn't give them, they remember that, and they give it's not satisfactory when in their demeanor. You could tell when you disappoint people. Do what you could say you're going to do. Be there on time. If you can't be on time because things do happen, call ahead. Let them know. Their schedule is as important as yours. You may have 5 calls, but they might have to get their kid to a doctor's appointment. And 20 minutes late may mean they're going to have their kid not at the doctor's on time. So you have to be transparent and be able to be reachable and keep customer service is key. It really is.
It's awesome. And you still manage that pretty much yourself. That's really, really special.
For now. And you know what? It's really hard to let go of that part, because let's say we get bigger in the next few years, I'm going to have to find a person or two that is able to handle the phones at least semi as effectively as I do.
Yeah, because you really can't handle it like you do unless you've already been in the field yourself. It's like your unique position where you can answer almost all their questions without even seeing the garage.
Train them like a technician just to answer the phones, because they have to know technical stuff too.
Yeah. Or you could just stay your same size. That's fine too. You don't need to become billionaire.
Right. So that's, I've noticed over the years, I have some other friends with different companies. They have a lot of people have a problem when they start growing at that point where they have to start handing that phone off, or dedicating people to do things that they've
always done themselves.
Exactly. So without quality control going down, you have to be able to delegate and have somebody that's competent. But once you're able to delegate and you find a way to train people and they're up to your standards, things go better.
Wow. So what's the plan for your company's growth? What's next for you guys? You've gotten two listings, 2 offices, 4 techs, multiple trucks. What's next?
Well, I like to say I have the recipe. I know how to add technicians to do the office stuff, to order, to get the right doors, customer service. It's literally finding the right people, and then getting past whatever roadblocks. Advertising used to be in my head easy. You're like, oh, you just give people money to make the phone ring. Yeah, it sounds good. You can run into roadblocks. If you don't have the right marketing company, you could be overpaying, or the way that you're advertising throws up roadblocks. So if you can get the green light on advertising with a good marketing company, it's literally adding trucks and people and finding the right people. That's the next step. I'm probably about to hire another technician in the next month or two, as long as I have a couple in mind, but I need to find one more guy and get over a couple marketing things that we ran into, me and you.
LSA.
I think it's gonna grow quickly once we get past those little hangups.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited.
Gotta stay positive, man. It's been this last little hang-up's taken a second to get through, but once it's over, I think that was the main one. With your help, of course, we're getting through it.
Cool. Yeah, it's exciting. And then, or any last comments, things that you wish customer would know about you before they pick up the phone and call you?
Just that I actually do care about their time. I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want the angry phone calls for not doing the job right. So I run a tight ship. I train the employees and technicians myself. I started this by myself, and it's kind of, when you start a business and you care about it, it's a weird term. It becomes like your baby. You end up caring because you know the struggles and the things you've had to overcome to grow into a bigger company. I've actually gotten, since I started, it was just like another job. I was just going to work for myself. Well, it grew into caring about your customers. I have a lot of customers that they said they've never met another service company like us. We're not going to stand there and talk for 3 hours like your best friend, because we're there to do a job. But they can obviously tell that we care. We're there to do the work and to make you happy. And like, I get Christmas cards from customers, and we just did our job. And we've gotten to where I've taught my guys that we're not out digging ditches. We are in people's homes, and we have to have a clean appearance. We have to not mess up any of their stuff, leave a mess, be polite, and get in and out without, any kind of, it's not an all day thing. So it's efficiency, and we do care about our customers, the way that they feel, and we try to make them happy, even the ones that are difficult.
Test your patience.
we still care, and we still try to make you happy. At the end of the day, we do what it takes to make you happy.
Wow, that's great. Let's put an offer for anyone who listened to the whole video. I know you guys usually do a service fee when you come out. So, but anyone who watches the video, you said you could do free inspections.
Yeah, free service call. Anybody that mentions the word video, this is so far the only one that we've done. As soon as you say video on the phone, you're going to get a free service call. It's a $45 value. That being said, even, other companies, their service fees are double that. So we always try to be less, and, we don't want to have you pay hundreds of dollars for us to come out to diagnose a problem. We're there to help you. So we try to make that as easy as possible. If you see this video and you remember to say the word video, we're going to give you a free service call. We also have a couple specials on a brand new door installation. With or without the opener, you're going to get a 15% off discount for any door. It could be custom. It could be the most run-of-the-mill door. If you say video on a door, you get 15% off. Or if you say video on any kind of repair to an opener or door, you're going to get a free $45 service call.
Wow. Thanks so much. It's awesome. Hopefully people listen to that.
I hope so.
What's some things that are specific to your area that go on with the garage door? Like here in Arizona, it's really hot. We get really high temperatures and low temperatures sometimes, and that stretches out, the springs and such. Florida, you guys have a unique climate, super humid, super hot.
Very heavy doors.
What are some things that you have to keep in mind in your industry?
Well, Florida, if you're on the coast, you want to get galvanized springs or galvanized rollers. There's a lot of rusting on the coast.
From salt water in the air.
It also affects, of course, you need to lubricate more, but it affects the hinges, it affects the rollers, it affects the internals of the opener. The more people leave their door open, especially near the ocean, the salt's in the air. It just murders your opener. Florida has wind-loaded doors. Wind-loaded just means for hurricanes, they're very heavy down here. Even the smallest doors they got struts across them. Springs are bigger. People tend to open their door more down here, I think anyway, because they're in and out more and they want the garage to air out from heat. So
do you have insulated doors as well a lot of the time?
Yep, yeah. Just like up north, you guys have like blizzards and stuff in like other states, but we have insulated doors just to keep the heat out, so they become heavier doors. Everything's just heavier. We call it spring season. It's the opposite of actual spring, but spring season is when you have cold snaps. That's when
the springs will break.
Metal expands and contracts. In the winter, the first couple cold snaps, that's all we do. I get extra pallets of springs in preparation.
Wow.
So it's, and then summer is storms, surges, lightning strikes.
Do you do anything to try to make the door, what's it called at the bottom, like more waterproof? Like if there is flooding?
The biggest misconception about that little rubber strip at the bottom is it deters water. I mean, it helps.
Doesn't really.
It's made for it. So when water can't get in the bottom of the door, it just flows to the right or left until it finds a crack and gets in. So if you have uneven concrete or, the sides of the door are naturally not going to be sealed. You have to build the ground up. It's called storm shield.
I see.
Like a speed bump. That's what keeps the water out. So that's another thing people like. I give you real information. People are like, I need a new bottom seal to keep out water. Another company might say, okay, we'll be right there. I say, ma'am, I'll do what you want, but it's not designed to do that. And we don't do storm shield. But I'd rather than have you think I sold you and it doesn't work for you, prevent those phone calls from people calling me back mad because I told you it would do something.
It's not waterproof.
Not worth it. So we're very honest. We just try to get you on our books as a client, and we keep you running.
Cool. Thanks.